Hi, and welcome to Rudy Sassu's Science Fantasy Experience, and my top 5 transforming toys of 2018. So I've got 6 transforming toys in front of me, and I said top 5, I've got a top 6 because there is an honourable mention, and the honourable mention is Punch Counterpunch. So unfortunately not making it into the top 5, so it gets an honourable mention, but he's getting the honourable mention because he's still a great toy and I had a lot of fun with him, but it's more getting that honourable mention as what it did as a toy for myself and for the channel more than the actual toy itself. I kind of was running on the absolute high of TF Nation, and having picked up the Takara Legends toys, I had my faith redone in the mainline, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to pop in a pre-order because I hadn't done a pre-order for a long time, and I was just kind of like, I'm going to get Punch Counterpunch. I'm probably never going to get the G1 toy, and as I said, I was just on that high, and because I got it relatively quickly and there wasn't that many reviews out, I managed to get a couple more subscribers and got a load of views for reviewing a toy that quick that was just come out. So it really helped to push the channel a lot further. And I just picked up a tripod then, and I'd not really reviewed toys. I'd literally just talked about them and done vlogs about TFN, and then I just took a chance on doing a bit more of a thorough review with a top-down view with me being behind the camera, and it was a lot of fun, and it really improved my kind of skill set, I guess, and my confidence in doing Transformers reviews. So yeah, he gets an honourable mention. So really on to the top 5. These are a mix of Hasbro, Takara, Bandai and third party. I wasn't sure about doing a top 5, to be honest, and I'd watched a couple of others, and I found myself getting more interested in what people were saying about the toys than the actual toy that they were showing off, that there was their top 5, their top 10, and that's what's really interesting to me, and it helped me choose my top 5, the likes of seeing Rich Thought Rider's choices, and especially Dave Ment's Smuznose top 5, being that he absolutely adores his movie bots, and I can really appreciate the enjoyment and passion he has for the movie bots. I'm just not a movie bot fan, but I can understand the engineering and the beauty of it and how well designed they are, and what he had to say just was really, really good and passionate, and it made me want to do a top 5. As I said, they can be long-winded affairs, and are they exciting to see a top 5 of bots you've kind of maybe already seen. So I'm just waffling now. Let's get into it. So in at number 5, so I've got the 5 here. What was my top 5? Okay, let's start off. We have got Bandai Rock Lords, and especially Boulder. I had no idea that a GoBot, a Rock Lord, was going to be in the top 5. Who would have thought 2018 and a Rock Lord makes it into somebody's top bots of the year? It's incredible. I have not owned a Rock Lord, a GoBot, since early 90s, you know, I had a couple as a child and then kind of kept them, but they were to go when I donated my toy collection to a hospice, and Nugget was in there, and he was the last one. But I'd always wanted a boulder, and earlier in the year I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna hit up eBay, I'm gonna see what's about. I'd watched a couple of other reviews, and I knew that they had been on display at TF Nation in other years, and it just brought back incredible, powerful emotions of nostalgia and joy. And Boulder's possibly the most screen accurate of the lot. He's awesome. So that is my number 5, a Bandai toy. Who knew? So number 4. It's a bit of a toss-up, this one. Okay, yeah, let's go for it. We have got Masterpiece Soundwave. Maybe I'm slightly breaking the rules. I got this years ago. This is the San Diego Comic-Con one with all of the cassettes from 2013 maybe, and I got it maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. But it's kind of been in storage, and it's been just sat there in the box, and admittedly I didn't have really space for it for a while, but I didn't get it out of the box, and I feel like an absolute fool. I could have got it out of the box. The box isn't really anything to write home about. It's literally a standard Masterpiece box. And why didn't I open it? Why didn't I get it out of the plastic prison? And as I said, I feel like an absolute fool because I've missed out on years of pure awesomeness. Is it the best Masterpiece ever made? I don't have experience of every Masterpiece, but the ones that I have done don't come anywhere close to it. It's not my favourite Masterpiece. That goes down to Starscream in the Coronation. That's the coolest looking one, but this, for me, maybe it's the epitome of Masterpiece. There is no panel lines. The engineering is absolutely phenomenal. It looks just like the toy. You can obviously get a different head as well, so you can have it look screen accurate. It's got a slew of accessories, you know, it's got like 5 cassettes. And it's just, there's some hits and misses with Masterpiece, and there's some awful ones out there, and there's some truly incredible ones. And why didn't I get it out of the box sooner? If I'd gotten it out of the box sooner, it might have like been at number 1. But fool, absolute fool. Incredible. So yeah, that has been Masterpiece Soundwave. Number 3. The power of nostalgia and the passage of time, and a G1 toy in the top 5. Not a holy grail, but something along those lines, something that just really did catch me off guard, and this is it. And it featured in a Figure Force video, the Time's a Healer, and it is the E-Hobby Protect Black Ironhide. Incredible. You know, I spent my whole life hating Ironhide, the toy, and a toy comes along, you know, 35 years later and blows me away. It's a defining moment in my toy collecting kind of journey. It's one of the best toys I own, and who'd have thought it, a toy for years and years that kind of just did nothing for me. And it, as I said, it really has changed the way I think about toys, and I've gone back and looked over other toys, and I know now to change my thoughts about toy collecting, and that's why it's got a rightful place at number 3. If you get time, please do watch the Figure Force episode. I go into way more detail with it, and it's been one of my favourite Figure Force videos to do. So yeah, Protect Black Ironhide. Number 2. Number 2 and number 1 it's been a tough choice, and you'll see why. And one of them you've seen before. I did a whole series. I reviewed each component, and you can see the boxes here. It is Glacier Lord. I really thought it would be number 1 because it was such an incredible toy to review and to play with, to build, and I took my time over it. I wanted to give it the best review I could possible, and it's an incredible journey. It's 5 years in the making. First seeing it auto assembly all those years back, and when you wait that long to finally get a toy, the expectation, just as the years progress, just gets higher and higher and higher. And you know, I worry about disappointment when it comes to toys, and this doesn't disappoint at all. Do you know what? It's the complete package. The box for each toy is phenomenal. There's a backstory, a really heavily involved backstory, and there's, you know, kind of fake imagery of cells from the animation that didn't exist. It's got compatibility with G1 toys. It's a commanding shelf piece. It does everything that a highly obsessed toy collector, who is incredibly complex when it comes to toy collecting with my idiosyncratic rules of collecting, and it's there, and it's number 2, but it doesn't make the top. It doesn't make the top spot because something more takes the top spot. And in terms of more, I mean transcending more than a toy. Number 1 goes to Takara Legends Cup. I'll talk about the toy first because it's one of my favourite toys of all time for so many reasons. Just the toy, it looks like Cup does on the screen. His face sculpt is possibly one of the best sculpts ever on a toy for me. The fact that it's also a Titan Master, you know, the Headmaster gimmick. It can also ride in alt mode. The transformation is incredibly fun, and the alt mode looks like the screen as well. How often do both look like the screen? It really never happens. Either one suffers or both suffer, and you just don't get that complete package. This as a toy is incredible, and it restored my faith in the Transformers main line. I had literally no interest in previous Hasbro and Takara toys for a long time, and this was the one that changed my mind. And as I said, it transcends much more than a toy, and those are the reasons that make it number one for me. And those reasons are that I will always associate this toy with my friendship with Zort Rider. A friend who I'd never met before until TFN, and we had commented on each other's videos, and I'll always be indebted to Zort Rider for pushing my channel. He was the one person that really kind of helped me get moving in terms of subscribers and out there. And when we met at TF Nation, I had no idea that the bromance would happen and he would become one of my closest friends. And this toy will always remind me of the start of that friendship. We spent bloody hours debating on buying this toy, and I have no idea why. Why did we wait so long? You know, we had, in terms of money to spend on bots, but we just ummed and ahed for hours and hours and hours. And why? It's one of the greatest toys ever. And that memory is going to stay with me forever, and when I look at the toy I just think of that. And after TFN, when we got chatting, we said, oh, we should do a joint review. We should, try and get some collaborative videos going. And then look what happened. We created Figure Force, which is my most favourite thing about my channel, is doing the Figure Force videos. And it literally comes down to Cup. So yeah, that's why he is my number one transforming robot of 2011. So those have been my top 5. Have a look at your collection. What is your top 5? We've seen a few already from other people. I'm loving seeing what the choices that people make and the bots that really made an impact on your life. I've been Ready to Sue, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video and the next Figure Force video. Take care. Bye.